Hey everybody, it's a beautiful day outside. The birds are chirping and the breeze is blowing, and I feel like cooking something, so let's do this.
Okay, hello everybody. Here we go. We're gonna do a sugar-free chocolate pudding. It's also vegan, so in case you have any vegetarian friends, you could try to impress them with this. I don't know if it'll work or not. I don't know. All right. Anyway, the recipe calls for 3 avocados, but you know, avocados are different. Sometimes the pit is very large, which means there's less meat. Sometimes the pit is small, which means there's more meat. So it's kind of hard to judge just by saying 3 avocados. I mean, if you were measuring it in cups or in weight, it would be easy and it would be the same every time. But, just to say 3 avocados, well, the whole reason I'm bringing this up is because I think it had a little bit too much cocoa in the pudding. So if I ever do it again, next time what I'll do is instead of doing 6 tablespoons of cocoa, I'm going to do 5 and taste it and see if it needs any more. It has a very chocolatey taste. So that's what I'm saying. It's a little bit bitter. All right. So anyway, here's 3 avocados. And what you're going to do is you're going to pulverize them. You need a food processor or a blender that'll do the job. This blender here I got with my new wave oven, and man, I'll tell you what, this thing really cranks. Okay, now here goes 6 tablespoons of cocoa. Like I said, I could have used less, but anyway. The pudding itself is not too bad if you add milk and some bananas. It's not bad. All right, anyway, there goes 6 tablespoons of cocoa. Now I'm going to add in 1 teaspoon of vanilla and a half cup of sugar-free syrup, maple syrup. Now, the recipe calls for a half cup of honey, but I'm not using honey. I'm using a half cup of maple syrup. Honey has sugar in it, so I'm not going to use that. All right, anyway, here we go. Let me see what else is there. Oh, I'm going to add in 1 tablespoon of stevia. I should have added in 2, but like I said, I didn't know that it was going to be a little bit on the bitter side. Not intensely bitter, but just a little bit. So next time if I do it again, I'm going to add 2 tablespoons of stevia. All right, that's it. That's all you have to do. Now you're just going to pulverize it. And here comes the new wave pulverizer. Okay, and that's it. It's done. Now, like I said, I added some bananas and milk, and it came out very nice. And it's got to be healthy for you. I mean, avocados, they're good. So, okay, here we go. Now the scene at the end of the video, I show you the pudding with the milk and the bananas, but that's a day later. In other words, the pudding sat in the refrigerator to get cold. The same thing with the fudge that's coming up. It sat there to get cold. All right, here's what it looks like. I mean, it looks like pudding, there's no doubt. Like I said, I wish I would have added just a little bit less cocoa. All right, here comes some sugar-free fudge. Okay, now what you need is the cocoa butter. I'm sorry, not cocoa butter, coconut oil. And this is coconut oil that's not liquid. This stuff is solid. Okay, so there we go. There we go. 1 cup of coconut oil. Now this recipe is easy. Everything is 1 cup. So it's 1 cup of coconut oil. Again, 1 cup of sugar-free syrup. Okay, I'm gonna add 1 tablespoon of stevia, which is not in the recipe, but I'm just gonna add it anyway. All right. Now the coconut oil is solid, as you can see. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna throw this into the microwave for, I don't know, maybe 30 seconds. You know, just enough to warm the coconut oil so that it's not solid anymore. Oh, there went a half teaspoon of vanilla. Okay, that goes into the microwave. Don't go crazy on it in the microwave, just enough to melt the coconut oil. Okay, now it's going to call for 1 cup of nuts. Now here's what I did. I took cashews, walnuts, and I toasted them in the toaster oven. Okay, then I'm going to add pistachio nuts to equal 1 cup. All right, so all 3 of those nuts are going to equal 1 cup. All right, there you go. Okay, now when the stuff comes out, the coconut oil is dissolved. I mean, it is melted. What you're seeing there is the stevia. Okay, so that's the coconut oil and the syrup and the stevia. Now to that, I'm going to add 1 cup of cocoa and the 1 cup of nuts. And that's it. Everything is 1 cup. You could add a teaspoon, or no, not a teaspoon, about a half a teaspoon of salt if you want to. You know, it's not 100% important. Don't forget there's salt on the nuts. All right, there you go. That's the end of that. All you got to do now is mix it. As you can see in the 2 empty containers on the right, I have parchment paper. Parchment paper to coat the bottom of the container. That way the fudge doesn't stick to it. And when you cut it, it'll come out, you know, in nice squares. All right, there you go. Mix that all up. Now the fudge is good. I like it. It's really good the way it is. Like I said, the pudding, well, you know, it all depends on how much meat you get out of the avocados, you know. But this stuff is good. I was really surprised at this. This is really good. You have to serve it cold because the coconut oil is going to want to melt at room temperature. It's going to get way too soft. Okay, so there you go. I'm going to put the lids on, and that goes into the refrigerator. And coming up here will be the next day. All right, there you go. Okay, now this is the next day. That's the pudding. I'm going to cut up some bananas and put some milk in it. And it's really not too bad, you know, with the milk and the bananas, especially the milk, because it kind of, you know, cuts the bitterness of the chocolate. It is a little bitter. It's not, you know, real bitter. I mean, it's not unedible. It's just a little bit bitter. But with the milk, I'll tell you the truth, it came out pretty good. I liked it. It was all right. And I tell you, it's got to be good for you, right? Avocados, I mean, they're, you know, nothing wrong with them things. Okay, so, like I say, if you have vegan friends, you know, try this. Okay, here comes the fudge. Again, like I said, the fudge surprised me. I was surprised at this. It came out really good. I like it. All right. So here we go. We pop a piece out. Oh, yeah, baby. That's good stuff. First time I made it with only walnuts, and it was good. But this time I figured I'd use cashews and pistachio nuts along with the walnuts, and yeah, it's really good. All right, there you go. Sugar-free. So, that's it. You know what? You might be able to find this someplace else around town, but I got news for you. You ain't going to find it any better than this. I got to go. I got to eat.